Cosa Nostra big boss, a crime lord like no other, Matteo Messina Denaro, spent 30 years on the run. He boasted that he had filled a cemetery all by himself. He once dissolved a boy in acid because his father was an informer. He also killed his rival's pregnant girlfriend. Denaro was captured in January 2023. The Italian mafioso died in custody on September 25. Let's examine his ruthless persona. Denaro was one of the 10 most wanted criminals in the world. He was known as the unchallenged boss of all bosses. At the time of his capture, he was worth at least $4 billion. In 2001, L'Espresso featured him on the cover with the headline, "Ecco il nuovo capo della mafia." Here is the new mafia boss. How did he get there? Denaro was the fourth of 6 children. His father was a mobster who controlled Sicily's Trapani province. Denaro joined the mafia at 14. He showed no mercy to men, women, or children. One time, a local hotel tried to break up his romance with an Austrian receptionist. Denaro arranged for the man's murder. Another time, he learned that a fellow member was a police informer. Denaro kidnapped the informer's 11-year-old son. He held the child captive for 2 years. Then he strangled him. He dissolved the boy's body in acid to eliminate any traces. This method of disposal wasn't limited to one incident. Denaro employed it after eliminating 4 opposing mobsters. He had about 50 victims in total. He boasted that he had filled a cemetery all by himself. One of his most shocking acts occurred in 1993. Denaro took out his rival boss, Vincenzo Milazzo. Then he went after Milazzo's pregnant girlfriend. He lured her to the murder scene. He proceeded to strangle her. She begged him to spare her unborn child. Denaro ended up taking both innocent lives. He dumped their bodies in the countryside. Denaro was the leader of the Castelvetrano clan. He was allied with the Corleonese clan, immortalized in the Godfather movies. His dedication impressed Salvatore Riina himself. The godfather of the Sicilian mafia saw Denaro as his heir. In the early 1990s, Denaro took on the role of an assassin. He had a hand in the killing of Giovanni Falcone, his wife, and 3 police escorts. They were killed on May 23, 1992. Their vehicle crossed a bridge, rigged with 600 pounds of explosives. 2 months later, Denaro organized another bomb attack. This time, he took the life of Judge Paolo Borsellino. He was also involved in the 1993 bombings in Florence, Rome, and Milan. Denaro received 6 life sentences. Once a warrant was put out, he disappeared. His alleged location ranged from Venezuela to the Netherlands. The police said searching for him was like hunting a ghost. Denaro never used phones or the internet. The investigators had just a few grainy photos of him. The crime lord spent 30 years hiding. All this time, he was in Palermo, the heart of his homeland. Denaro was arrested at a clinic where he was receiving chemotherapy. He was moved to the prison of L'Aquila, where he fell into an irreversible coma and died at age 61.